Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Philippine Army Explosive Ordnance Disposal Operators complete first-person view drone training. Army troops neutralize two NPA members in Masbate clashes. Pump prices increase for second straight week. Pag-asa sees up to 4 tropical cyclones this month.
Hello to everyone, especially to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo in Quezon City. Today is Tuesday, September 2, and this is AFP Committee News, your source for the updates on the armed forces and other developments across the country. I am Rofh Suzon-Abay here to bring you today's stories.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our news, nearly 40 Philippine Army Explosive Ordnance Disposal Operators, joined by Philippine Air Force and Philippine Navy counterparts, completed first-person view drone training to boost unexploded ordnance and landmine demolition monitoring. The United States Department of State and U.S. Embassy in Manila supported the training, facilitated by the Golden West Humanitarian Foundation. Participants honed their skills through flight simulations, practice drones and live FPV operations. The training enhanced the armed forces' capability to conduct safe demolitions in jungles, remote islands, and volcanic clearings.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippine Navy and Royal Malaysian Navy launched Maritime Training Activity Malfi Laut 2025 with shore and sea phase exercises to strengthen bilateral defense cooperation. Naval units executed maneuvering exercise, gunnery exercise, and high-risk vessel board search and seizure drills, while Special Operations Forces conducted fast rope insertion and extraction system operations, close quarters combat drills, and marksmanship training. Shore activities included simulator training, combat information center exchanges, and wargaming to enhance operational planning. The exercise emphasized both Navy's commitment to interoperability, camaraderie, and regional maritime security.
Armed Forces Radio.
From our report on the ground, let us hear the report of Gio about Philippine Army and Mega World trained Visayas Mall staff on threat and disaster response.
The Philippine Army and Mega World Corporation conducted a 2-day joint threat and disaster interoperability training at Iloilo Business Park. 50 Mega World Lifestyle Malls personnel underwent sessions on fire and bomb threat response, first aid, asset protection, and terrorism prevention. Army experts also trained participants on active threat response, suspicious activity detection, and crowd control. The activity forms part of the PA Mega World Pag-ala program promoting preparedness, volunteerism, and social responsibility. This is Gio reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gio.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippine Army thanked villagers in northern Samar for providing information that led to an encounter which neutralized two New People's Army members in Mapanas town. Soldiers seized two M16 rifles, hundreds of M14 ammunition, and other war material after the clash. 8th Infantry Division Commander Major General Adonis Ariel Orayo credited community support for the success and calling it vital in dismantling the Eastern Visayas Regional Party Committee. Army officials vowed to sustain operations until Northern Samar is free from insurgent influence.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The 2nd and 96th Infantry Battalions engaged New People's Army rebels in 4 encounters in Mobo, Masbate, leading to the neutralization of 2 insurgents. They were identified as alias Lito and alias Rocco. Soldiers also recovered firearms and other war material from the clash sites in the villages of Marintok and Balatukan. One soldier died while 2 others were wounded and are now receiving medical treatment. 9th Infantry Division Commander Major General Aldwin Almase vowed to sustain pursuit operations with the support of local communities until Masbate is free from insurgency.
Armed Forces Radio.
And now from NOLCOM, let us hear some information from Joanne about 5th ID launches KC RESP program in Kalinga Province.
The 5th Infantry Star Division Philippine Army launched the Kalinga Convergence for Community Resilience, Empowerment, Sustainability and Transformation or KCRES during the flag raising ceremony in Tabuk City, Kalinga on September 1st, 2025 in conjunction with the celebration of the Philippine Civil Service Month. The KCRES program aims to empower barangays and indigenous communities through a convergence model that unites government, civil society and security forces under a community-driven framework. Led by the 103rd Infantry Battalion and supervised by the 503rd Infantry Brigade, KCRES demonstrates the evolving role of government forces as not just defenders of the land but also builders of communities. According to 5th ID Commander Major General Gulliver Señeras Philippine Army, KCRES is a model that can be replicated across northern Luzon, ensuring peace and development flourish in the region. The launch signaled the province of Kalinga's continuing journey toward peace, unity, and sustainable development through the KCRES initiative. This is John Sagak reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Juan from NOLCOM.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
On the other hand, soldiers from the 12th Mechanized Infantry Battalion reinforced police operatives in a 2-hour armed encounter following a bypass operation in Sitio Ampatuan, Barangay Bonge, Dato, Odinsinsuat, Maguindanao del Norte. The joint forces neutralized 2 suspects, arrest 1, while another escaped during the clash that erupted after the suspects resisted arrest. Recovered items included firearms, ammunition, bypass money, and sachet of suspected shabu worth over 1.6 million pesos. Authorities commended the Army and police troops for their swift coordination that ensured the operational success.
DWDD National News.
And now for our national news, fuel prices went up today for the 2nd straight week. The per liter price of gasoline increased by 70 centavos and diesel by 1 peso. The price of kerosene also increased by 70 centavos. The changes were attributed to the concerns of supply disruptions after Russia and Ukraine intensified their attacks on each other's energy infrastructure.
Armed Forces Radio.
Some information from Jumboy about 53rd IB turns over seed capital fund to support Ka livelihood in Pagadian City.
The 53rd Infantry Battalion turned over the seed capital fund to the Morikay Defender Sustainable Livelihood Program Association o SLPA, the Morikay Detachment in Pagadian City yesterday. The funding will help establish the Morikay Defender Co-op store, providing sustainable livelihood for Kapgu Active Auxiliaries o KAA and their families. The event highlighted transparency through the presentation of receipt and disbursement document, earning and trust confidence from stakeholders. Local leaders and partners expressed strong support, stressing the project's role in empowering communities and promoting socio-economic resilience. This is Jimboy reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jimboy.
DWDD National News.
The Philippines should expect the arrival or formation of up to 4 tropical cyclones this September. Pag-asa reported based on forecast tracks, the September tropical cyclones may pass through northern or southern Luzon or may go north and veer away towards Taiwan or the southern part of Japan. In August, 5 tropical cyclones, namely Tropical Depression Fabian, Typhoon Goryo, Tropical Depression Waning, Tropical Storm Isang, which later became Typhoon Kajiki, and Tropical Depression Jacinto either formed or entered the country. The figure was higher than Pagasa's projection of up to 4 tropical cyclones every August.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said the resignation of Manuel Bonoan as Public Works Secretary was mainly due to command responsibility. Marcos said that Bonoan felt the need to step down because issues surrounding the government's flood control projects happened under his watch. He explained that under the principle of command responsibility, Bonoan felt that he should leave his post. Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon replaced Bonoan.
Armed Forces Radio.
And more updates from Leonor regarding Marines and Coast Guard released 80 sea turtle hatchlings in Kalayaan Island Group.
Marine Battalion Landing Team 9 and Philippine Coast Guard troops released about 80 sea turtle hatchlings in the Kalayaan Island Group after protecting the site from predators. The troops guarded the hatching area for several days to ensure the turtles' safe journey to the sea. Officials said their mission in KIT goes beyond safeguarding sovereignty, extending to wildlife protection. The release reflects the government's commitment to both security and environmental conservation. This is Leonor Tanap reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Lenore.
DWDD National News.
Meanwhile, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. would create an independent commission that would look into anomalies connected to the government's flood control projects. Marcos said they are putting together the executive order that will create the independent commission. The chief executive said the commission will make recommendations on how to proceed against liable parties and whether to file cases with the Office of the Ombudsman or the Department of Justice. Malacanang added that members of the independent commission will undergo strict screening to ensure impartiality and credibility.
DWDD National News.
Public Works Secretary Vince Dizon said he would call for courtesy resignations from top to bottom at the Department of Public Works and Highways. Dizon said this will include undersecretaries, assistant secretaries, division heads, regional directors, down to district engineers. He also added that the order of the president is to clean house and to cleanse the agency. The call for resignations will cover more than 400 DPWH personnel, including 8 undersecretaries, 6 assistant secretaries, 17 regional directors and assistant regional directors, and also 197 district engineers and more than 200 division chiefs.
Armed Forces Radio.
From Palawan, more updates from June about Palawan honors 2 years of peace with province-wide celebration.
Provincial government of Palawan celebrated the second anniversary of its declaration as insurgency-free on September 1, 2025 under the theme Pangalagaan ng Natamong Kalayaan laban sa terorismo ng CPP and PANDF sa lungsod ng Puerto Princesa at lalawigan ng Palawan, isulong ang kaunlaran. The event featured a ceremonial motorcade, keynote messages, cultural and musical performances, and a medical and dental mission at the provincial capital grounds. These activities highlighted unity, peace building, and the government's commitment to inclusive development. Palawan was officially declared insurgency-free in 2023 following years of coordinated efforts by the local government, AFP, PNP, and community partners. Provincial leaders emphasized the need for sustained vigilance and cooperation to protect the peace and promote lasting progress. This is Katropang Junes reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Junes from Palawan.
DWDD National News.
Newly appointed Public Works and Highways Secretary Vince Dizon said contractors proven to be behind ghost projects and substandard infrastructure works will face a lifetime ban without the need for investigation or lengthy procedures. Dizon said this was part of his discussion with President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to ensure accountability in the Department of Public Works and Highways. Dizon explained that the punishment will be automatic. He added that all evidence gathered against earring contractors and involved DPWH personnel will be turned over to an independent commission to be created by President Marcos.
DWDD National News.
Acting Department of Transportation Secretary Giovanni Lopez has vowed to ensure continuity at the agency. He is also pledging to sustain and expand the reforms and projects launched by his predecessor, Secretary Vince Dizon. Lopez said that as acting secretary, he will ensure continuity and build upon the gains achieved, particularly in advancing transport modernization and supporting initiatives that prioritize commuter safety, efficiency, and seamless project delivery. Lopez, a lawyer from Tugigaraw, Cagayan, began his public service career in the DOTR's legal service before moving up to key posts overseeing the procurement and project implementation in rail, aviation, and maritime transport.
Armed Forces Radio.
And now from Solcom, let's hear from Sena about 15 former rebels granted safe conduct passes in Occidental Mindoro.
15 former rebels from the 76th Infantry Battalion 2I the Philippine Army received safe conduct passes from the National Amnesty Commission at the provincial capital of Occidental Mindoro. The SCP serve as temporary legal protection while beneficiaries undergo the amnesty process, ensuring their safety and orderly reintegration into the society. Recipients who voluntarily surrendered to the government were reminded of the scope, conditions, and possible revocation of the privilege if abused. The event, attended by Governor Eduardo B. Gadiano, PSWDO head Rosalina R. Lamoca, and military officials, highlights the government's commitment to peace building and providing new opportunities for former rebels in conflict-affected areas. This is Sena from Solcom reporting for AFP Community News 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Sena from Solcom.
DWDD National News.
For other national news, the Department of Transportation will ask Congress to increase the 2026 budget for the EDSA busway. This aims to prepare the infrastructure for its transfer to the private sector. The DOTR's road sector will ask Congress to raise the allocation for the EDSA busway to 1.32 billion pesos. Only 88.71 million pesos has been allocated for the busway under the 2026 National Expenditure Program.
DWDD National News.
A total of 1,144 residents from various villages in Manila have received cash aid totaling 11.44 million pesos. This came from the National Housing Authority through its Emergency Housing Assistance Program. 10,000 peso assistance was given to every family whose house was partially damaged due to the southwest monsoon and tropical cyclones Christine, Emong, and Dante. AHAP beneficiaries were selected through a thorough assessment, validation, and data consolidation conducted by the NHA West Sector Office.
Armed Forces Radio.
More update from Kath about AFP marks 125th Civil Service Anniversary. Go Kath.
Yes, Rofh, good noon. The Armed Forces of the Philippines celebrated the 125th Philippine Civil Service Anniversary with a flag-raising ceremony at General Headquarters Camp Aguinaldo, Quezon City yesterday. AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo Browner Jr. led the event where civilian human resource renewed their oath to public service and sang the awit ng serbisyo sibil. The ceremony also recognized AFP units through the Transformation Roadmap Institutionalization Pathways Award, with GHQ Supply Accountable Office and Eastern Mindanao Command receiving honors. The AFP reaffirmed its commitment to professionalism, integrity, and good governance in serving the Filipino people. This is Kat reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Kath.
Armed Forces Radio.
And on the other line, there are more from Ferdy about second ID concludes civil military operations competency training.
Good day everyone. The 2nd Infantry Jungle Fighter Division successfully wrapped up its 2-month civil military operations competency enhancement training. The program enhanced CMO operators' skills in strategic communication, community engagement, and coordination with civilian agencies. During the closing ceremony, 2ID Chief of Staff Colonel Tommy Deliva underscored their vital role in linking military and civilian communities, especially in conflict-affected areas. Certificates were awarded to participants, affirming their readiness to support peace and development initiatives. This is Ferdy Blues reporting for AFP Community News. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Ferdy.
DWDD National News.
Acting Philippine National Police Chief Lieutenant General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. said there is no such thing as quota arrests. He said intelligence and information, not numbers, are the sole basis of police operations. Setting an example, he said the Directorate for Investigation and Detective Management has data on the number of wanted persons. The target is to find these wanted persons and arrest them. Nartates' statement was a response to a call by a detainee rights advocacy group urging him to resign Torres' directive of using arrest numbers as a metric for police promotions.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And that concludes today's broadcast, and thank you for tuning in, especially to our audience on AFP Radio's DWDD's Facebook page. Be sure to join and catch us again tomorrow for more stories and updates, same time and same station. Once again, this is Rofh Suzon-Abay for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.